Okay, so people who are still have shame and fear and guilt, especially people who, this was a code. Roman Catholic Rita Ubriaco was a virgin till the day she died because she never got married, and the Catholic Church said no sex before marriage. Rita Ubriaco wrote this in public in Thunder Bay's Chronicle Journal. Um, well, quite a long time ago. So she really did open the door to talking about personal subjects. And she considered herself to be a devout Catholic. Whatever those religious things were, well, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, she wrote about it in her article, and you'll never forget that one. You'll never forget that one. She became a city councilor. No one. Me personally, among myself, over the years, from time to time, that woman has come up. And in my consciousness, not talking to her, like, not using heart centered telepathy. No, just like it pops up into your monkey mind. It's like, oh, that woman. I don't know. When she wrote that column, she was probably my age. She was probably 57 when she wrote that article in the Chronicle Journal, in the local paper for 100,000 people to see. She was 57, never been kissed. I thought I had it bad. I'm 57, no one ever bought me flowers. Holy moly, 57 and never been kissed. Because they wrote a song that tragically hit, a Canadian band. He's 38 years old and never kissed a girl. There's a strong wind from the east. It's not a gale, which is Gale, which is a big storm. Holy moly. No, this would be. Oh, I don't know. I remember in the Boy Scouts handbook, they had a list of. You'd look at a flag. Like here's a Canadian flag out the window here. So you look at the flag, and then how the flag is behaving, you know, corresponds to wind speed. And then, so if you looked at the flag, and then there would be a verbal description, it would be dead air would be the fabric would be lying straight down, and there wouldn't be any flapping at all, just hanging. Then various wind speeds, it gets it flapping and flying, and on a true gale, these are strong flags. That flag is not going to come down, and that flagpole is not going to come down in a gale. No, in a hurricane, we don't get hurricanes in Thunder Bay. There's certain advantages to living way up here where it's winter every year. Well, it's the middle of May, and the snow disappeared from here in the last 2 weeks. So we're well. I mean, you look out the window there; it's all greening up. The grass is greening up nicely. It doesn't take too long. Anyway, so in the Scouts Handbook, you go and you look at the wind speed from the flag, and it verbally tells you, what that's equivalent to, and probably in miles per hour, and probably what you would classify that in the various official wind speed things. And if it's hurricane, then it's hurricanes and gales are very fast. I don't know, 75 miles an hour. No, we don't get hurricanes in Thunder Bay because we're very far north, and we're right next to Lake Superior, and it's a very cold lake. And it's just the storms always go east of us. We never get hurricanes here. What about tornadoes? No, we don't get tornadoes in Thunder Bay proper. Very rarely, quite rare, but they do happen. Maybe 60 miles west of Thunder Bay in the forested zones, but very rare. I don't know, maybe one every 15 years. Other advantages of Thunder Bay, there are zero, or a zero with a slash through it, not. There are not any snakes here that are poisonous. No poisonous snakes. How about other kinds of snakes? Exceptionally rare to see. Usually they call them garter snakes, and they're very rare. And I don't know. You'd see a garden snake. I don't know when I was. I don't know. Once in my lifetime, one time I saw a snake swimming on Shabandawan Lake. One time, it wouldn't be a sea snake, a water snake. A water snake. I don't know what kind of species it was. So I don't know. I think I've seen 2 snakes in Thunder Bay in 57 years, but I wasn't here all the time. You know, I spent 20 years out in British Columbia. Anyways, no snakes is actually excellent. Well, what about, other dangerous wildlife? In the city of Thunder Bay, the dangerous wildlife are drunks coming out of the bar. But no, I mean, well, I don't know. Once in a blue moon, you will get a deer or a moose. There's islands close to Thunder Bay that are more rural, but very close to town. The islands, the Kaministiquia River Islands, and deer do spend the winter out there. We have crows that are the most incredibly unbelievable things. We often wonder if they're actually those rumored CIA birds. They're robot birds that are so lifelike you can't tell the difference between a robot crow and an organic crow. Well, we heard about this on the internet one time, and it's just that the crows that stay through the winter in Thunder Bay, they do. And it's 30 below, and those crows, how on earth don't they freeze? Seagulls also will stay in Thunder Bay through the winter. They're incredibly hardy birds. And there's nothing for them really to eat because everything's frozen. I mean, you think about the berries on the berry trees and berry bushes, they get frozen solid like, ice cube that you get out of your freezer and your fridge. That's been very hard for animals to try and figure out how on earth they get enough calories to keep the body temperature at 37 centigrade or 97.3 Fahrenheit. And we gotta stay that hot. Birds, I think, have to stay even warmer than us on the inside. Now, in biology in high school, they told you that they had reverse osmosis down up and down the legs, and it worked like a heat exchanger. To keep the heat inside, the core of the body. All the same, when it's 30 below with no insulation other than just these feathers, I still have a hard time understanding how they can keep themselves warm when there's not very much to eat. Like sometimes the lady around the next street will throw in a bunch of breadcrumbs, like Hansel and Gretel. I don't know, a good little amount, but I don't know, maybe 6 pieces of toast. I don't know how all that huge flock. They stay for a huge flock. Now, if they're semi-nuclear powered robot ones, like Stephen King described in the Dark Tower book Shardik, it was a nuclear powered robot bear made by, I don't know, Northwest Positronics. And these robots were designed to last a long time. 100 years, no. 200, no. 1,000, yes. I don't know, I got way off topic. Okay, I gotta just a minute. Are we done? Bob Frizzell from Bob Frizzell Productions wanted to tap in and just let you know that in the past, me, Bobby, I used to channel Bob Frizzell, and he hasn't been coming through for a long time. A lot of the old cosmic characters that used to come through haven't been through in a long time. And so they're just wanting to let everybody know that everything that's going on right now is all part of Earth ascension, and we seem to be going towards that asymptote. Do you remember in high school on like graphs, and if you had like, I don't know, is it x squared or something, and I don't know, you'd get a curved line and it would end up going almost like straight up or something. I don't know. It just seems like it just gets very much faster as you go further, up the curve or something. I don't know. Just the rate of change increases as you increase further and further down the line. And we're trying to figure out how long it takes for anyone to really understand the long-term problem I have with the word. I can't even talk about it anymore. It's just Teletubbies. I mean, Tinky Winky was pilloried as grooming children to be gay by Jerry Falwell of the Moral Majority Southern Baptist Christian religion. Telemarketer make Jerry Falwell's people filthy rich at the expense of gay children. I was a gay children when I was a gay child. And when some adult who's my age now, 57, Jerry Fowler was 57, and when he was on national TV with Anita Bryant, who was formerly pushing a really good Florida orange juice, and now Anita Bryant is calling people like me like evil. Anita Bryant was originally a singer, and she might have, I don't know, but she became a TV commercial person for Florida orange juice. She was on all the time. And then the next thing you read about is she was a rampant homophobe. And when this was going on, I don't know, how old would I have been, Anita Bryant? I don't know, 12. So someone 57 years old putting a hate out on people that are inclusive of people that are 12. On national TV, it was, what a horror that woman is. And Jerry Falwell, the same thing. Because it was all how it was evil. Tinky Winky was evil because he was gay, or she was gay. Or it might have been an It's Pat from Saturday Night Live. You can't tell if it's a male or a female. Anyways, Jerry Falwell was supposed to be speaking for God as a prophet of God. That's what a minister does sometimes. They prophesy, which is they directly connect up with, spirit or whatever, and they start. Rumpelstiltskin calls it like having a gabaroo. What's a gabaroo? Well, there used to be this in Canada. There was the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, CBC, and they had this girl. Her name was Victi Gaboreau. And Victi Gaboreau obviously was from Quebec or Montreal, because Gaboreau. There was Gaboreau and Gaboreau. In Spanish language, if you're from Spain, you would say Gaboreau. And if you're from South America, you might say Gavero. The B's and the V's are different in South America, Spanish versus Spanish, right? In Castilian Spanish. I learned that in Quebec City when I was learning French. Because I could hear it. Because there were people in Quebec City learning French, and there was one girl who was from Spain, and there was a bunch of people from Latin America. And their Spanish, to my can't speak Spanish at all, tin ear, I could tell the difference between someone speaking Spanish, don't understand the words very much at all, I don't not really know, but I could hear the difference in the way they pronounce B's and V's. I could hear it with my good English-only ear, the definite difference. Interesting. Okay, so to talk about, I don't know, maybe that's enough.